Welcome back, everyone. You are here at ESA Marathon watching Break the Record Live featuring Dark Souls Remastered, where over the course of 3 days, 7 runners attempt to break the world record, an accomplishment that is rewarding in its own right, and to claim the highest standing and win a portion of the 5,000 dollar prize pool generously provided by our sponsor, Kaspersky. We're currently in day 2 of 3 of Break the Record Live, where you will see just how hard a speed game Dark Souls can be, with runners finding many opportunities to reset to make sure that they get the pace they need. We have Catalyst in first place with a time of 102.48. Will anyone close the gap on Catalyst and give him a run for his money? I guess we will find out today. My name is Ashwin, and I will be your host for the next few segments, along with two amazing Speed Souls members on the mic with me, Alibaba and Duck. Well, hi guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Hi.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good as well.
So,
yeah, so sadly, while we were away, Dan died to a guardian.
Yeah, Dan, who had a really good pace run, unfortunately lost his run while we were away on break. So that is why he decided to step away, apparently to get himself a drink, but he is back. But in the meantime, Catalyst has finally got a run going today. I think Catalyst and Oldscoot today have been struggling to sort of get a good pace run going in the segment. Duck was telling me someone allowed Catalyst to get out of Undead Berg today. So we have him up on the main preview here. Catalyst is currently in Orlando, making his way to ONS and performing a skip called the Silver Knight Archer skip. Involves a death cam. And it is actually quite tricky because there are enemies that are still active in the area that you need to dodge and avoid.
Yeah, there was an old version of this where you used to go a bit further away to activate the death cam, and you did it with a plunge animation instead of the air roll, and it was incredibly comfy in comparison to this.
I miss it now.
Yeah, like the one where there are just no enemies. It was nicer than doing the actual sort of standard route through, just because there was nothing. You could just run through, and then just don't accidentally take a fall off one of the sets of stairs, because that's like a sort of side thing you won't see happen. I've said it. If you cut the angle on one of the sets of stairs a little bit too much, you'll take a little drop, and that will actually just trigger death.
That is not good, no. But no, Cat seems okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's done it enough times, and that's not going to happen. Oh dear, though. Yeah, this RTSR setup was a bit scary. But hopefully he'll get a nice ONS fight, and on Steam will behave.
Right. So actually, Kata is almost 2 seconds ahead of his PB, and that might not seem much to a lot of people, but Kata has quite some competitive times to go against. While his run could have a lot of improvement, his record of 102 of 34 and his event time of 102.48, I would say the segments he can save on are much later on in the run versus the beginning. This is bad.
I'm sorry,
this is bad.
It's like as soon as he walked in, and like lightning opening, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
A lightning opening is just not preferable in any kind of route that you do.
No.
It is terrible.
I was trying to think if there's I think even if you're doing a route that needs to do smoke first, it's still like the worst thing you can get. Okay, but he's got through phase 2 reasonably, although Mo did some interesting things.
He looks a little bit frustrated with that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be bleeding time.
And that's a slow elevator. You're gonna see him lose some time there.
It should still be pretty close to his PB, but I'm not sure by how much.
I hadn't really seen Smo behave quite like that, where he sort of turned and walked the other way.
He's going to be losing time, I would imagine, on this segment. He's going to be over his PB time.
Yeah, no, he's already losing.
He's bleeding time. Yeah. He's going to need another like 15, 20 seconds before he can split.
Yeah, because you need to wait for the death animation. It's like this. So doing this does save time over what they would otherwise have to do, which would be taking the bonfire. But it's still kind of painful when you just have these few seconds where you get that you've died, and you're already losing time and you just watch it get worse.
Right.
Kind of
And now he's 9 seconds behind his PB, so whatever time he was ahead, he's definitely lost an ONS. But that's the nature of ONS. Interesting thing is
Yeah.
he's still going with this run because I feel like he knows that there's some segments ahead that he can save time on. Like there's a possibility that he can still beat this event PB. I mean the best possible time right now is 101.51. So
Yeah.
I guess let's see how good the DLC looks like for him.
Yeah,
Also,
oh,
Olsku, just making it to an Orlando. If you don't mind me
Yeah.
switching over.
sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
2 of these runners struggling today to get into the Orlando segment.
And they've been cursed by the early game so far.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, cursed as well by the early game, and just maybe just them feeling that they're not gonna get the pace that they want to keep the run going. So there's a lot more reason to reset at some of these instances.
I don't know if we've pointed this out yet, but you might notice that when Olsku runs to that full control quit-out, he actually makes sure to step on the elevator platform. And you actually need to do that for the fog gate skip done to get to Seath later.
Right,
If
because you need to go all the way down.
Yeah, if you forget to send that elevator down, it won't be in the right spot. It won't have moved. It'll still be up when you come to do the skip. And then you'll have to activate it and wait and somehow know what the right timing is to do the air rolls later in order to catch the elevator on the way up.
So, Olsku is actually 11 seconds ahead of his PB with a best possible time of 101.28. I'm kind of
That's
wondering.
really good.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to get the curse of ONS as well, just like Kata did.
Well, if we talk about it enough, I'm sure we can make it happen.
Is that what we're trying to do now? Sabotage Olsku and Catalyst? Who are we making way for here? Who are you looking to take the first place, Duck?
I mean, yeah, all of the sort of top few are in with a shot. I think Dan can still, like he PB'd yesterday, and I think he's still got a fair bit of time to save.
Oh,
It'll be nice to see if he can PB again.
Speaking of dead runs, Catalyst lost his.
What happened? That's Stray.
That is unfortunate. Poor Kata. But honestly, I think, the nice thing though is when you lose a run like that, some runners feel relief that that run died because they know it was a bad pace. And it's a little bit stressful to kind of continue it throughout the rest of the run to know that you've lost so much time at the beginning.
Yeah.
So maybe Kata might feel a little bit of relief and frustration that he has to do the Undead Berg again.
Alright, so yeah, Olsku going to ONS. He's just going to buy the arrows needed for the duplication glitch and then move on. It's actually like really convenient that the giant happens to just be there and sell the arrows you need. Oh gosh, yeah.
So this HP is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a low setup, so he'll probably just take a smaller drop here.
Mm-hmm.
They actually all started. Oh gosh, yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah, looks
taking some intentional damage after the Iron Golem fight. That's sort of like a recent strat. They didn't used to keep that damage if they took any, but it makes the RTSR setup a bit faster.
Ooh, this is looking okay so far for Olsku. A little bit scary, but
second hit and the third hit, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Much cleaner than the fight
that
Kata
was good.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Let's see how Smo behaves. Hopefully no misses on those hammers.
That's nice.
Ooh, nice.
And he managed to get that too. That was very impressive.
The keyboard and mouse free aim is pretty nice.
So would you say he has advantage in this fight with the free aim of the mouse and keyboard?
I think it's definitely easier to aim than it is with the gamepad.
Wait, does Olsku run on keyboard and mouse?
Yes.
Yeah, he does the whole thing on keyboard and mouse.
I never knew.
I had this moment yesterday on during the day where I think it was like Captain was telling me that old school runs this on mouse and keyboard. And I was like, no, as if something bad had happened, but it was just my shock. I just had no idea that he ran this on
Yeah,
mouse and
it's kind of
keyboard.
notable if you look at like the way he turns around and sometimes how he paths, because you don't have like the analog stick for pathing. You'll see his movement is very much controlled by sort of like mouse direction. You won't sort of adjust at all with the
Camera.
left and right. Yeah, it's all
It's
camera.
cleaner, isn't
Nice
it?
though. That's 10
Let's
seconds
see.
over his splits on.
Wow, he's 21 seconds ahead of his PB. That was a very good segment for him. His ONS slightly better than his best possible by about 3-4 seconds.
Yeah, it's a very good pace right now.
Yeah, so hopefully we can keep that up, and hopefully some of the other runners can get out of boat. We actually now got Mintius going towards 4 Kings.
All right, let's take a look at Mintius. I'm a little bit perplexed by their time. Are they having something going on with their splits, or what is going on?
Yeah, he's comparing against his sum of best, I think.
Okay, I see. That's why it looks a little bit confusing on screen.
Yeah, and they were pretty new splits as well, weren't they? Because
yeah, I think he had a clean.
That's why he can still like, get ahead of them. That makes sense. All right, let's see if we can get 1 king. Still going for dropping an item just in case. Like in theory, you don't need to drop anything there, but if you don't get the setup perfectly, and you end up either missing a bead or you're too far away or too close, and the third bead just sails through, the item he dropped will just let him know where the next king's going to spawn, so he can save as much as he can. I think that might be too close.
Yeah, 2 kings. That's unfortunate.
So that's kind of unfortunate, but when you get that attack, the king actually kind of moves closer to you as well, and it kind of messes things up. So now you just have a lot of time to angrily shake your shield at the screen while you wait. It's just on a timer.
I mean, how much of a loss is waiting for that second king? Is it about like 10-15 seconds?
Like 20, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. It's like, it depends how slow your first king is, I suppose. Compared to like a really fast first king, it's probably like 20-25 seconds. I don't know if there's anything like after you've shot the first shot too close. I think like if you try to move or adjust in any way, you're already going to be, that's going to take too long to get the shots in. Also, I think you lose the lock on, so if you then tried to move backwards, you would turn around. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
So Mintius is a crucial segment now, the Capra gaping segment.
Yeah, this is another favorite segment. There's a couple of skips. Like none of them look particularly difficult, and it's like none of them, when they work, it doesn't feel particularly tricky. But sometimes it's not going to work for you.
But you need these 2 segments to go seamless, like back to back, so that they work.
Yeah,
because it's just jumping into a fight without activating the AI. Like being out of bounds, being on an aqueduct that you shouldn't really be on railings you shouldn't be on.
No, this is intended.
Although to be fair, it does look really cool when it goes right, though.
Didn't get enough speeds. Nice. And so, yeah, boss arenas are generally unstable ground, and they don't turn into stable ground until after the boss has died. And so actually you can quite often quit out before that happens. Get the boss death, but it won't save your position, and that's how he spawns back up on top.
Do you know I've been running this game for as long as I have, and I did not know that's also how Gwyn worked with the quit out on the faster death animation. That is just unstable ground within the boss fight, and if you quit out, the game has no choice but to put you on stable ground again, because you're not allowed to like save those positions. I think the only exception being that skip with the snake to go get Big Hat Logan, like unstable position to unstable position.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He didn't quit out.
Got the jump, which is the bit that's tricky, and then
I gotta say, Mintius has been really consistent with this jump and quit out. I don't like. I'm not saying he's gotten every single time, but every time I take a look at him doing this segment, he seems almost very consistent getting over this railing, which is quite difficult to do.
Okay,
I might be cursing
now
him.
you said it.
There's Jinx now.
Yeah. Look, it's not me. It's the failing it once is hard enough. Ooh. Yeah, this looks tricky.
Ah.
Oh no.
His menuing is on the slow side, unfortunately. So Dark Souls requires really fast menuing. I would say
The rat, which is not what you want. Okay.
a little bit on the scary side, but
You had to say it, didn't you?
I think all of us hosts are gonna have our moments this run, like this event, where
Did you like just quietly patch his game or something, just remotely?
yeah, just talk to Miyazaki.
Raise that
I
railing
got
by
the
like a
hotline.
millimeter.
Oh, Matisse is being such a sport. You can see like they're struggling, but try. Oh,
Oh no!
Third time in a row.
No! Getting the jump and then just yeah, you can see on his face like oh no.
I feel that. I feel that it's just frustrating when you keep making that same mistake over and over.
But then you get it, and then you just don't get the quit out.
Come on,
No.
Mentius.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right.
I still
Over the
think
hurdle.
yeah.
Over the hurdle.
Please don't. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what?
We're all right.
All right.
You
For,
can. You can. Just
It's
fall
been
off there.
salvaged.
for the sake of preserving Mintius's run, I'm gonna swap over to Olsku. And hopefully we don't curse Olsku as well. But well done, Mintius. Getting over that hurdle is not easy sometimes when you keep making a mistake.
Right. So old school just on the most hype segment of the run, where you have to roll all the way across this this lake to get to the summon sign for dusk. In order to both buy hidden body and to make it so that the crown of dusk is spawned for later. The second one being significantly more important.
Yeah, was it a 30% damage boost that it gives you for magic? I don't remember.
It's 20 boost to you, and you take 30% more damage from magic.
Ah, okay.
So it's
I
like a
never
buff
knew
and a
the second
debuff, but
part.
you never notice most of the time that you take more damage because you're in RTSR range, you know. And I think it's from magic, and generally your RTSR setups are all melee, so or full damage. So yeah, it's like you don't generally notice that you take more damage in speedruns, but yeah, but it's a 20% buff, which in terms of like what that means in the run is stuff like Manus, for instance, with the crown and all the other buffs is like a 7-hit fight. But if you didn't get the crown, you'd need 9 soul spears, and of course you only have 8 anyway. So it's important. It saves like a couple of hits on like each of the DLC bosses. So you definitely don't want to be skipping that or accidentally saying no to Dusk, which.
What happens if you accidentally say no to Dusk?
She doesn't.
At least, and that's like it. There's no summon sign and no crown of dusk.
Yeah,
That's crucial for the DLC and beyond because the Crown of Dusk increases your sorcery powers.
Yeah,
it's 20% or so.
and hidden body is vital as well.
Right. For many
hidden body is really nice. You can get by without it because you can buy it in the DLC. Saying no doesn't stop Elizabeth from spawning in the DLC, so you can get hidden body, but it does stop Dusk from spawning and giving you the crown.
Well, the problem is like when you kill the golem for the pendant, you really need hidden body for that and grapple.
Yeah, it's not fun to do without it. I'll admit that. It's less than ideal, let's say. Anyway,
yeah, we can put it that way.
Also doing the Golden Fog Gate skip, which is.
I'd just like to mention that this is not me cursing or jinxing Olsku, but he is 39 seconds ahead. of his PB at this
Okay,
point.
we'll consider him
So
jinxed at this point.
no, but like just wanted to point that out since we swapped over from Mintius, that Old School
Yeah.
still is on a good,
He's on a
pretty good
pretty solid
pace.
run.
Yeah, with a best possible of 101.41 at the moment. And his event best possible time is a 104.24, personal
Yeah.
best of 102.35. So if this run goes fantastically well, there's a good chance that he can snag that first place and a world record.
Oh, Ash, why? Oh,
No,
okay.
look, the fall
Okay,
control
he's
did not run
fine.
out. It's okay. He just bumped into a wall. So the reason why that is really finicky is because fall control needs to be active to be able to do the skip. And if fall control runs out at any point before he gets past the door, he basically just cannot. He has to go back and redo this entire segment again, which is, you know, a reset on its own right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, if
pretty
it runs
much.
out, you both have to do the segment again, and after you've done it, you then have to run to the bonfire again in Darkroot Garden because you lose the bonfire because you died in Dark Anor Londo.
Oh, yeah, because Dark
So
Anor Londo always sends you back to the Anor Londo bonfire, even
Yeah.
if you've never sat at it before.
yeah, it's doubly bad if you die to that skip. So
Wait, does it take you there even if you dark sign after you die?
yeah, it just sets that as your
Yeah.
bonfire.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
That's literally why the suicide is done after ONS, because in Dark Anor Londo. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does actually set it as your last bonfire as well. It doesn't just warp you there. Which is there are like certain conditions where you can get warped to that bonfire, but it's and it actually no, it's the three. Yeah, it's like it gets set as your last bonfire, but you can't then later warp to it. It's like some condition when you leave Painted World. If you can get that, it's really strange.
I'm gonna swap over to Iron Boy right now. He unfortunately
Yeah.
had to quit out at ONS because I believe he got the lightning opening, but I think this is a really crucial fight to always swap into and take a look
Yeah.
at how it happens.
Yeah, you'll actually see that because
Ah,
that's pretty scary. But because he's had to redo the fight, you notice he moved to the other side of the fog gate. Stop trying to give us all heart attacks.
Yeah, there's like I think some things that people just
Okay.
don't know about like speedrunning ONS because you have the first initial 3 openings that you get as an opening, and having seen the cutscene, and then if you quit out and have to redo the fight for any reason, you don't get the same openings again. Like they're the same kind of movements Ornstein does, but he doesn't move in the same way, so you have to like
Yeah.
deal with them as much differently than the first time around.
Yeah.
It's not going that bad though. I mean, other than
No.
the sketchy like beginning.
A bit slow, especially because he then had to do the quit out. But oh, please don't. No. You
ah.
know what you did there, Ash?
No, I did not. I can't blame for everything that goes wrong in these runs. Smo is a bit of a hacker, okay? that shovel is unforgiving, especially when you're at close range and you can't strafe it to the left, and even that is concerning in its own right.
Yeah, I think Iron Boy expected that he would stagger there, but he didn't.
I want to think that he took the willing risk at that point. I mean, that's you kind of have to take a risk in these to get a good fight. And it's not always going to be safe stats, but we do know Iron Boy has been pulling off as safe and consistent runs as possible during this event. Catalyst, by the way, getting past Helikite Drake pretty smoothly, actually. Didn't get staggered by the fire, just keeps on going. This. Okay, actually, I'm not gonna say the words duck or Alibaba. You can say the words. This is a what?
It's a decent fight.
You know, I would say it's about average. Yeah, you know.
Just about average.
Clean through the first bit, but I mean, you know, like the run isn't really even really started until you've got through like the first few segments, which is why they're such a heavy.
Gargoyles, right?
Right.
That would be the concerning one. And let's see, Kata.
Like Gargoyles itself isn't like the scariest part. It's like everything kind of combined that makes it such a tough split to just get through. Like it's early, you don't do huge amounts of damage. There's a lot of stuff you've just got to not die to.
Let's put it into perspective, though. Kata on these splits has had 742 attempts. right? He's completed only 23. And out of these 742 attempts he's done, he's had 135 resetted gargoyles.
Yeah, it's a rough segment.
Back steps.
Especially when they do things like this.
Yeah. They definitely are
Not
misbehaving
too
with
bad,
jumping
but
around.
yeah, could be better still.
He can still clean it
That
up.
was decent. Lost a bit of
But
time. I don't know
lost
if
a
that
bit of
was on the
It-
fight or just earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess this will come down to the next segment to see how he can. Like our TSR segment is pretty consistent, so he should be able to get that fine. But I guess Iron Golem and ONS in particular, hopefully some time saves there onwards.
So, meanwhile, we've got Oscar going in for Sif, we've got Mintius going to Fire Sage, and Dan has just made it to Anor Londo. So.
Which would you like to see? Which one do you think is an interesting fight? I think Olsku with Sif might be.
Yeah, let's have Sif. Everyone hates Sif. I mean, well,
Oh, okay. That's exactly why it could be a little bit of a bogus fight. That last backstep away before, what was it? The Soul Spear hits. Had to cast another.
let's do an extra. I think I don't know if it was like homing missed and didn't do enough damage, or if it was a soul spin miss. But
Still on a good
anyway,
pace
so,
though. I
yeah,
mean,
and on
he's
his way to
37
the
seconds
DLC.
ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I believe this is the third run to the DLC so far.
Today.
Yes,
That's
if I remember correctly.
that's fantastic. Have we lost any runs in the DLC today?
Dan died to Guardian.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
yeah.
This is the fourth then.
But Dan is in Orlando, so you know, hopefully that goes well for him. Mintius, by the way, pulling up on Fire Sage here. I'm gonna swap over.
This is
So their run is getting close to the final stages. Fire Sage went well, fortunately.
I was about to say, Fire Sage is a relatively straightforward fight, but then I thought I'd wait.
Nah, you know he would have done
Yeah.
the AoE if you had said it, Duck.
Yeah, thankfully it's just you can just so you can actually block like most of the sort of opening if he does like melee. Oh, and yeah, just going for the air rolls there.
I haven't seen anyone do the air rolls for this. They either do the plunge or just walk on down. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't even. I don't know if that actually saves you much.
You got to do the swag, man.
Yeah, it can be kind of scary. Like air rolls looks like really simple, but you've just got to make sure you roll off from the right spot. It's actually like a couple of places in the DLC where it's like kind of insignificant where you roll.
Because where you roll is important because you want to make sure the roll that you land onto the ground is in its initial stages where you get the iframes and not towards the later half where you end up just dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, old school just got past Guardian.
Yeah.
Well done, old school. Let's see.
Guardian knew we weren't focusing on it, so
that's a good thing, you know. See, timely swaps there from me. Let's see.
Nice. See what the time is.
Right, he's going to be splitting here.
Fight, it might have been a bit.
Yeah. All right. Still ahead. I mean, he lost about a second there, but you know, very marginal loss. Still at 37 seconds ahead of his PB. His Guardian time was 2020 with his best possible of 2018. So he's very on pace with some of his best segments, like slightly slower, but this is looking to be a pretty fantastic run. Best possible time of 101.50.
It's all over now.
Just going into Artorias, so hopefully he'll get
Artorias is one of the second, like, so we got things like Ornstein and Smo, Sif, and Artorias that can be a little bit all over the place, especially when trying to cast spells.
Sif is usually not too bad, but that's mostly because Sif doesn't have a lot of health. So it's like one homing and two spears.
Yeah, she dies rather fast if you get everything
and especially
going
if she gets like right on top of you. It's pretty quick. Artorias, on the other hand.
Yeah, he went for that flip first, and a lot of these spells are
get a buff now, so he's gonna probably wait just a little to cast.
But that's not bad either. I mean, like, that's not bad RNG for having so many flips and so many, like,
Yeah,
side steps.
you
Like,
can
Artorias
see,
was
like,
really tough there.
see,
Yeah.
he's losing time against his best already, but he's not losing time against his splits
Yeah.
because yeah,
He
that's
managed to
not,
save so many.
you know, he
Mhm.
saved about like halfway between his splits and his best there, I think, in terms
That
of
was a
how bad that was.
13-second loss on his best
Yeah.
possible. But it's still better than his PB. I mean, his PB was 131, his current time
Well,
is 124 for that segment, and his best is 111, so
his splits anyway. I don't know. I can't remember what his PB was like, but he did a different route.
Oh,
It's time
okay.
His
for
best for the event, I suppose, as well. So we
yeah.
can say that. But yeah, like the thing about the Artorias fight is you really want to get like the opening sort of salvo to hit, and if that doesn't, it's just a bit of a chaotic mess. It's like there are strats you can do to try that can, you know, try and take it a bit safer, but they're slower, so like the fastest runners aren't going to go for it.
You know what I'm going to do, guys? I think this actually might be the best time for an ad break, because we have... Ooh, Mintius just got firestormed.
Oh no.
I believe that was a third firestorm in this event for another one of our runners. Bed of Chaos segment. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's extremely unfortunate.
All right, I was going to say that we were going to catch a few of some of these closings of these runs. I would say we want to pay attention now to Olsku and see if they can carry this out through the entirety of it. So I'm going to take the chance now to take a 3-minute ad break. Stay tuned, everyone. Get yourself some snacks, some water. Don't go anywhere because we will be following closely with this run after we return.